So I want to share with you an interesting anecdote that happened to us when we arrived here in Orlando a few days ago. We wanted, me and my wife, to have this privacy fence for the pool to make sure that there wouldn't be any issue of people looking at us or vice versa. And we had other issues to deal with, so we had to call the guest services of the resort. And we had a very, very nice person who came to the house, and he told us what to do and how we should do it. And most importantly, he mentioned that whatever we want to do to the house, even though it is only temporary and it shouldn't be a problem, we should always make sure to let the management company know about it. And he looked very familiar with whatever we requested. And we found out that a lot of other Yehudim are coming to the resorts during the summer and during the holidays. So I asked the question, do they behave? Is everybody okay? Are you guys good with Jews in general? It was just like a curious, daring question that I asked him. And as nice as this person was, he said, well, most of you guys actually behave and are amazing. Some of you are just driving the road at 90 miles an hour. But it's okay, it's not a big deal. And then just at that moment, I realized, wow, this is really something that maybe the Parashat of the summer are trying to remind us. You know, we are used to the famous Rashi on Parashat Ekev, the first Rashi that says, V'haya Ekev tishme'un, that these berachot mentioned in the Pasuk are actually given to the person who is paying attention to the detail, to the small tiny mitzvot, the one that we just step on with our heel. But there is also another aspect to look at the pasuk of Parashat Ekev. You know, there is no better man than Yaakov Avinu, which was named after the Ekev as well, as he was holding the heel of Esav going out, and that name just followed Yaakov Avinu his entire life, even though he got some kind of an upgrade when HaKadosh Baruch Hu added to him the name Yisrael. Yisrael, which comes from the word Sar, minister. It is a high position, it is a high level name. And yet Yaakov Avinu got stuck his entire life with the name Yaakov, to the point even when he gathered his children on his deathbed, he told them, Hikabetzu v'shim'u Bnei Yaakov. He first said Bnei Yaakov as a piece of advice. Now I want to remind you, the Yaakov Avinu, the one with the Ekev, what he told his children. He told them something very interesting, something that should always stay with them and always stay with us as well. He said to them, even though we have food, but the people around us don't have food, it is a famine time, you guys have to go to Egypt. Now what are the words that he told his children? He said the words, Lama titra'u. Why do you make yourself stick out? Why do you show off? This is what Yaakov Avinu told his children. And I think that the concept of the Ekev, the heel, is exactly this idea, where Moshe Rabbeinu as well said to the Jewish people in the very beginning of Sefer Devarim, Rav lachem, penu lachem tzafona. Interesting Keli Yakar that says, Rav lachem means you guys have a lot, penu lachem tzafona. Tzafona means the north, but tzafona also means tzafun. Tzafun is the famous afikoman that we hide. Rav lachem, you have a lot. Baruch Hashem, God blessed you. Baruch Hashem, you have everything that you need. Penu lachem tzafona. It is not a reason for you to show off. It is not a reason for you to make yourself visible, noticeable. Unfortunately, the nations around us are not looking at it the right way. They're not judging us the right way. It is not in our advantage. We are being seen, we are being watched, and we have to be careful. We have to be careful, especially when it comes to the summer, especially when it comes to vacation times that we want, to feel comfortable. We want to make sure that we are having a good time, and sometimes this comes together with the wrong message, where we are showing off too much, where we are not behaving in a way that a Ben Yaakov really should be behaving. The Ekev, the idea of being on the heel, being a little bit on the low profile and not being on top, not showing ourselves too much, is a very, very important attribute that we should have as Am Yisrael, especially in the Galut. And it's not just that I'm referring to parties and weddings and all that. This has to do with all activities that we are doing on a daily basis. And this is, by the way, the famous pasuk that says, Hatznei alechet im Elohecha. Hatznei alechet comes from the word tzeniut. Tzeniut is not just the concept of modesty for the way we dress or for the ladies only. It's not just about that. Tzeniut is a mode of life. It's a way that we just keep a low profile. We don't have to show ourselves. We just do whatever we have to do, and we remember that Baruch Hashem HaKadosh Baruch Hu has always our back. V'haya Ekev tishme'on. Maybe that is the message also of the first pasuk of this week's parasha. Remember, listen to the concept of the Ekev, low profile, and only then HaKadosh Baruch Hu, like pasuk says, va'ahevecha uverachecha v'hirbecha uverach peri vitnecha. Kadosh Baruch Hu should pour upon us a tremendous amount of beracha and hatzlacha, and I want to wish at the same time for all those who lost power. I hope